They haven't seen their loved ones for 300 days. They don't know where they are, if they are alive, and what the terrorists of Hamas have done to them. When they invaded Israel on October 7th last year, they brutally murdered people, including women and children, kidnapping hundreds deep into the Gaza Strip. 300 days. For someone, it's a number. For me, it's now a lifetime. I count down each day and always hope that I won't have to count anymore, because our children will come home. Israeli retaliation was bound to happen. The attack on Gaza is still ongoing. Yesterday, Israeli forces eliminated a Hamas leader. He died in rocket fire in Tehran. This is his funeral. Today, they announced the killing of the commander of the armed terrorist militia in Gaza, Mohammed Deif, considered number 2 in Hamas. The Israeli military had been hunting him for years, and he emerged unharmed from several ambushes. He was one of the main architects of the October attacks on Israel. Anyone who raises their hand against our children, who murders our citizens and destroys our cities, must expect to answer with their own blood. This is an adequate retaliation. Hamas is already announcing that it will unleash hell in the Middle East. Today, I call on all Hamas fighters and urge Iran to stand up to the enemy, who must feel our wrath. The enemy will not escape punishment. These are the most intense battlegrounds in the Middle East today. Israel, Gaza, the West Bank, Iran, and Lebanon, where age-old enemies clash. The spectre of a full-scale war in the region is increasingly likely. The Americans are not expressing it directly yet, but are already warning us of it. It is urgent that all parties involved in the conflict decide whether they want to stay on a dangerous path of violence that could lead to something much worse. I am not in a position to predict how this will end. If a full-scale war were to break out in the region, the Americans would help Israel as it's their biggest ally. However, Israel's enemies would be helped by Turkey, which is NATO's second army. There's too much hatred and too many conflicting interests in the Middle East for there to be peace for long. Above all, this is a tragedy for ordinary people, regardless of which side they are on. Marcin Szewczak, TV Republika.